All right. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? My name is Carl Butler,
And I'm Ebony Butler. And
and
this
this is
is
the
The
Loveless
Loveless
Marriage.
Marriage.
We appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight for our Facebook Live podcast that we're doing unedited, uncut, uncensored.
Pray for
with
the
Ebony.
elder tonight, y'all. Reach y'all's hands toward the screen because the elder's not his jovial, sweet self today. So we gotta pray for him. I think he's tired in his body. So we're gonna ask the Lord to have his way tonight.
I just end with the jump tonight.
I don't know what that means. So you pray for him.
So y'all pray for me. But we appreciate you all for tuning in. As you all come in, please like the video. Please share the video. Once again, we're talking about appearance matters. Appearance matters in relationships, marriage. Never let your appearance just go.
Appearance does matter, but before we go to talking about appearance matters, earlier this morning when I put out my Facebook post, I asked all of our followers and friends if you guys have a question, please inbox me. He just gave me the finger. I don't know. I mean, not like the middle finger. Like, Jesus, he gave me the hold on.
Yeah, she don't know where to get it. But but no. Before we jump into the user submitted questions, gonna do the housekeeping stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, since y'all coming in, like and share the video. As y'all are coming in, please, if you're watching on YouTube, the rebroadcast on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also,
Watch your broadcast. Or
go
our
to you.
broadcast?
Yeah, our broadcast. Go to YouTube and search the Loveless Marriage. As you can see right here in the center, you can watch all of our videos on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search the Loveless Marriage. Also, please follow us on social media. As you can see down here at the bottom of your screen, the Loveless Marriage across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So I want you all to stay abreast of everything that we are doing. We appreciate everyone for turning in. Hey, Mother Jones, Naila.
He ain't
I
say
got it right.
tuning in. He said turning in.
Oh, I'm off tonight.
He is off tonight, y'all.
For real, I'm off tonight.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
But yeah. So
And I didn't
going
do
back to the question we were talking about tonight, appearance matters. But before that, we're going to get into some user submitted questions.
Some users or some viewers?
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Carl's not. I don't know what's wrong, and it is not my fault. So I can honestly say that. So again, like I said, like I was trying to say before, he had to do the housekeeping rules. But y'all know to share, tell your friends, your mamas and them, and your cousins and them. We are live. But earlier this morning, I put out a shameless plug to say, hey, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit us up, Facebook us, message us, text us, and we will do one of your questions on live. So before we go to does appearance matter, one of my great friends from Columbus, Ohio, inboxed me and asked me this question, and she wanted me to present it to you all. She said, good morning. I do have a question for you. How long do you believe it takes for a person to fall in love? I believe in love at first sight, and I believe also in married within 1 year. She said that's just how her faith is set up. Ebony, what's your thoughts and opinions? So I was like, that's a good question to ask. And actually, something thought-provoking came to my mind differently this time than I ever had thought about the whole love at first sight connotation that we often have. So instead of me answering it first, since Carl is a man and men are mostly visual first, I'll let him answer that as far as does he believe in love in first sight, and then also what is there a timeline in his mind, and we'll go from there, and then we'll transition into does appearance really matter? Like my daughter always cutely likes to say, Mom, you look like a whole snack, and I'm tired of looking like a snack. I want to look like a slim fast shake moving forward. Hallelujah. Start my diet next week, not this week though. But go ahead, honey, take it away.
Okay. It looks like they're saying there's some technical issues. Anyone, let us know if your video is freezing up.
Right. Let us know.
Please type because we're actually live and we can see your comments and your questions. So, are we good? We're good.
Give us
Everybody?
thumbs up. Like, give us something to let
Yeah,
us
hit
know.
the hearts and the thumbs up if your video is
Freezing. So we don't. Are you guys there?
it may be froze right now. Let me see.
Oh,
This sucks. Okay.
okay, guys. We think we are frozen. I don't know if we're frozen. If
Okay, it says freezing, but they can
y'all can
still
still
hear us.
hear us. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. All right. So as far as love goes, you know me. I don't necessarily believe in love at first sight. I believe that you are heavily attracted to someone at first sight. I think that there's a physical attraction there, but to fall in love, I really think it takes a lifetime to fall in love. I really do. I think that falling in love is a process. You know, when and our definition of love is based off of the Word of God, and so when it says that love is long suffering, you know, you can't become long suffering overnight. You know, you're not gonna experience everything while you're dating. So I just personally think that it takes a lifetime to fall in love. You know, as people that's been married 40, 50 years, you know, they still discover new things about that person, and they're still discovering why they love that person. And so um it's a cool concept, one that we've, you know, grown up with. I met them and it was love at first sight, but I kind of think it's almost impossible. But I do believe at first sight, or maybe the first date, you can know whether or not you want to spend your life with that person. Now, I will say that you can know whether or not you think that person is worth building with, worth dedicating your life to. And so I think that not necessarily love at first sight, but I do believe in identifying characteristics that you like in that person, and you could say, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Okay. So what again? So her second part of that question was, do you believe in a time frame that should go on during, I guess, talking, dating, courtship, and then transitioning into being engaged into marriage?
Um, I don't believe in a time frame, because some people, it depends on when you meet that person. Some people would have been a good husband or wife if y'all hadn't rushed things. You know, a lot of times we have a time frame and we want that person to fit into our time frame. But if you would have let the relationship mature, if you would have let the other person get to a level of maturity to now where they're thinking about marriage, because if you consider you meet someone in college, y'all 18, 19 years old, and you know you want to spend the rest of your life with that person. Well, just because you know that at 18, 19 years old doesn't mean that either one of y'all are ready for marriage. Like, you haven't matured yet. You haven't had life experience yet. You haven't traveled yet. You haven't dated other people yet. You don't really know what you want. And so I think it's hard to put a time frame on that. Now, at our age, when when I met Ebony, I was 34. She was 36, 37. Oh,
Oh, you saw. I
I'm
was about to
sorry.
say something.
I'm sorry.
I was what 38, 37, 38. This coming year we'll be married a year in March. So
Yeah, and so at our age, we had enough life experience and we had enough characteristics that we knew what we wanted. And so I told her almost after our first date that I knew I was gonna marry you. Like, I knew that you were worth building with. I knew that you were worth learning how to love. And so it depends on where you are in life. It depends on what stage in life you're currently at, because you can love a person and they're just not mature enough to be married. I mean, there are some good people who got married too young,
Right.
and it's not the fact that they wasn't a good husband, good wife. They just weren't mature enough yet. And I think that kind of happened to me in my first marriage. Is that I got married at 22, and I just wasn't mature enough yet. I really wasn't, and so it doesn't mean that I wasn't a good man or a good father or a good husband. It just means that I needed to work some things out because I wasn't ready to handle that. I wasn't ready to handle being a husband. I didn't even know who I was yet. And so I think it just depends on where you are in life. I think every decision should be a personal decision. You can't base it off of, well, my friends met and they got married within a year,
Right.
because somebody else met and they didn't get married to 5 years later. And both the relationships work out. So I think it's a personal preference. I don't think there's a time limit on it or a time frame. Now, don't be stupid, for lack of a better word. Don't waste 2-3 years and the other person has never even talked about marrying, has never even talked about commitment, never talked about building with you. It's a difference when you have a person and they're working towards building to being with the person, and marriage never even enters their mind.
Okay. Okay, so my take on it is, do you believe in love at first sight? I do not believe in love at first sight. What I do believe in is in physical attraction at first sight. I do believe that there has to be some form of attraction there for you to even consider wanting to possibly be with that person. So I will say that I believe that there is an attraction. There's a look. There's whatever that gets you or gets you going. I do believe in that. You want me to turn my phone up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So also talking about a time frame, I will say, no, I'm sorry, not the time frame. I'll back up to being in love. For me, that wording is so, I guess as I've gotten older, I kind of like to I have a disdain for that word, and I don't know why. I just don't like it. Like Carl said, I believe, God has placed love in each of us. So of course we have love for each other. We haven't done a podcast on it, but there's 5 different types of love that is given out there, and you all can Google it, look it up. So I believe that every relationship should preferably have some type of love for each other besides the lust, because lust can only last for so long. Once that type of lust kind of love runs out, then you just riding off of sex and momentary emotions, and ain't nobody got time for that. At least I don't have time for that. So I believe that love and the references in regards to the word love, the characteristics of love, I believe those things develop over time. And like Carl said, different life experiences test those characteristics of love. If we're honestly all honest with ourselves, we all, it's funny, even as parents, we you have a child and there's an instant bond, but you develop patience. Before, you may have been the most easily impatient person, but when you have a child, you develop patience. And just like in relationships, there are certain characteristics of your relationship that develop over time, and it builds up, and it helps your relationship sustain each other, and it helps it grow more. So I do believe in that. Now, I know it's funny, as a woman, I think women oddly view it a little bit different as it relates to being married and have a certain time frame. Of course, we all have heard it as a woman talk about, well, my biological clock is ticking, and, I want to be able to produce children, and I don't want to be too old. And I think there's some men out there that may have that too. Some men may not want to have children after a certain amount of time, but I believe for women especially, there's a little bit of pressure that is on a woman, and it's sad in society that it's on a woman to be married. And if she's not married within a certain amount of time, she's questioned, or she's appeared that something is wrong with her, why she isn't married, why she hasn't found somebody. And it's kind of like an indictment. So no offense if you are 31 plus years old and you haven't been married, don't have any kids, it's like you on the America's Most Wanted poster, like something is wrong with you. And to me, nothing is wrong with you. You know, it just hasn't happened yet. And I guess I have to be honest, since I'm always honest, but I guess I have to be overly truthful. I am, how am I now? I'm 39 years old, and even for me right now, you know, Carl and I are married, and I spoke about it in some of the previous podcasts about even as far as wanting to have a child. And I would like to have a child rather soon, because I don't want to say my biological clock is not ticking, but I personally don't want to have kids after 40, because I'm already tired now, and I have 4 daughters, and I have a child that's about to graduate this year within the next, 2 to 3 months. So me producing another child, you know, my own time frame, it needs to happen quickly. You know, I'm not God though either. So I have to, now I sometimes think about it, I have to step back and think about, what does God's plan say for our life right now? And that is really, I've honestly thought about that. And if God doesn't want us to have a child right now, then clearly there's more things that we need to be focused on, because when you do bring another person in this world, their focus does shift and transition. So I will say this, and it does correlate what we're talking about time. Don't place a time limit on it. Like Carl said, he got married young. I got married when I was 19. And I did have friends and family tell me, you know, Ebony, you need to wait. You need to see the world. You need to experience more things. But at that age, I was convinced that I want to get married right now. He loves me. I love him. We can see the world together. We can grow up together. We can experience life together. And we did all of those things together. And like Carl said, you know, we also grew up together. And sometimes when you grow up together, your lives transition and things happen, and, you know, life happens, and you learn and you grow, and you do see, you know what, maybe I wasn't, you know, now at 39 years old, I can say, you know what, I was immature in certain things. My mind, you know, thank God that God helped us, and we both grew up, and, you know, we turned out to be good functioning adults in the world. But you do see some of the things now, being married again, that I wish I would have did that a little bit better. I wish I would have said that a little bit sweeter. So I will say, take your time, but don't waste your time. And I would say, there is nothing wrong with even setting up realistic goals and expectations and asking the person that you're dating, where do you see this going? And I just think that is something that needs to be discussed. And also, and even if it's, you know what, if they don't even want to transition into marriage, then you know, so you're not limiting yourself as well. I believe sometimes people go in instantly thinking, oh, this is heading towards marriage, and it might not be like that. Yeah. So I will say this, within the first, I would say, you know, enjoy the friendship, the talks, but by date 3, we need to talk. You do need to see a little bit where this is going, because like Carl said,
date 3?
What? I mean, just because you knew at date 1.
No, I'm just saying, like, that, I think that could scare a lot of guys off by date 3.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm sorry that you scared at. I mean, no offense. What are you scared of?
I'm just saying though, like, because I think you're still getting to know. I mean, to be fair, when I told you that I knew I wanted to marry you after our first date, it kind of scared you off, and I told you that like a few months in. So I think that might be too early. You can know it in your mind, but it has the potential to kind of scare people.
Okay. This is live. It's like, no, I'm joking. I would say this, then you know what? This is live, and I ain't got to change my intro just because that's how he feels. This is my mind. This is my brain. I could see how for some men it may be a little frightful. I'll just say, women, just be wise. Don't waste your time. Yeah. But don't get mad though if you know, and no offense, and I will say this to you too, because I told you though, when we first started talking, I said, don't date me. I'm not ready to date. I'm not in the right mindset to date. You also told me that I had a time limit. So I think you kind of contradicting yourself just a little bit, because you told me I had a time limit to make, so I will say that as well. You need to have there just needs to be a clear boundary, I guess, if it has to be within your own mind, your own conversation between you, your friends, and your girls, and say, hey, this dude only got till 5 months to make his call in an election, sure. And then if it ain't show, then I'm out the door. If that's how you feel to function, that's how you feel to function. But I believe that you should know which direction or path your relationship is going.
Yeah, I think that too. But I think 3 dates is a little bit early. Hey, Tricia came in, Karen, Valencia Fuller Wright wrote, true, when my boyfriend told me I was his wife, after about 2 weeks, I feel way back. Carl has a point. So I think saying it too soon can kind of scare a person out. But yeah, I did, because when I met Ebony, she was still kind of in between. Am I going to be with somebody else or?
And this was not me getting over my ex-husband. So let me put that disclaimer, honey. That was gone.
Yeah, she was dating somebody that and so
dating somebody
and so it was and it was one of those back and forth things. And one thing I've learned in life is that you cannot compete with history. Like we said that on an earlier broadcast. If someone has a history with someone, I don't care if it's a baby mama, baby father, I don't care if it's an ex. If they can't let their history go, do not compete with history, because you're not going to win. Right. And so coming into the situation, I told Evan, I said, once we got together, I said, you was on a time limit, because I wasn't going to wait around if you wanted to keep wasting time with somebody else. I wasn't I was not going to just put my life on hold. And so you have to be wise enough to know when enough is enough, but then also know that if it has promise, you gotta hang in there sometimes. So that's just answering the question. And if anybody have any questions, we're live tonight.
Yes.
Here on Facebook. I know normally we just play the rebroadcast, but we purposely did not put out a new video today because we wanted to do it live. And I apologize. I keep looking down, but I'm looking at the laptop.
Yeah.
Because I'm co-host and executive producer.
And he's anal, so
I am.
He's highly anal. He's anal and highly sensitive tonight, y'all. So
that's why everything looks so nice, because I'm anal.
Here we go.
Everything got to be right.
Oh,
but no, tonight we're talking about appearance matters, or as my wife say, what's the phrase you use?
Which one?
You like a whole something.
No, that's Amaya. Our second oldest daughter, she has this thing. If you looking good, she be like, Mom, you look snatched, or Dad, you look snatched, or you look like a whole snack. Honey, right now I feel like 12 boxes of Twinkies right now. So, but I will be honest. It's so funny. And I was thinking on the way home, and as we were talking about this topic on yesterday, you hear a thing called the freshman 15. You hear a thing about, that happy weight when you get married. And I'm like, why does happiness have to equate with weight gain? Like, I don't understand that's a struggle ministry that I have, but it is true.
I said, I can help you lose weight. Now I can stress you out now.
I mean,
trust me, nothing helps you lose weight like stress.
It's true.
For real.
That is true.
Nothing that's better than any diet plan. If you want to lose weight, find you somebody that's horrible and love them. Just love them, and when they mistreat you and it stresses you out, you gonna drop all the pounds you ever wanted to drop. Nah, I'm just playing.
But I think it's funny because I think it has to do with a level of comfortability that you kind of settle in with your relationship. You're like, okay, I feel cool, I feel safe, I feel protected, I'm good. But I will say this for me, when I did meet Carl, and this is crazy because this time last year, it's funny, I was telling him on Sunday, I just read a text message that I was talking to my cousin this time last year, and we were going actually on our first date on March the 13th would have been our first, I shouldn't say date, it was a first, let's just talk converse, see where this may possibly lead to. And I was probably, no lie, probably about a size 6'8". Right now, I am. I'll be honest. I'm a size 10, and for some people, they look at me like, "Girl, you look good. You look happy." Carl is happy with it. I guess there's certain nice weight gains in certain areas. Personally, I do not like the way I look, and I'm okay with saying that. Please don't send me no text messages telling me, Ebony, you're fine. I know what I look like. For me, there's a certain level of comfortability that I like in my clothing. And I think when your body is not aligned correctly with the size that your body is used to carrying, your body does feel differently. My bones ache a little bit more. My knees hurt a little bit more. I have pains in areas that I didn't have them before. And that's because my body is not built to carry certain weight. And I know people probably are laughing, but this is true. Every relationship goes through that, first 15 all the way through 25 plus pounds within this first year. So, every month I keep saying I'm gonna start this diet, and I don't start. And I'm not even gonna lie. And Carl can tell you guys and my friends and everybody that knows me, I love to eat. Like, I love a good meal. Like, give me a good meal, get me nice and warm and comfortable, and I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the night. I'm like your best friend.
I don't even tell that lie no more. I used to say every week I'm going on a diet, every month I'm going on a diet. I don't tell that lie no more. But I'm doing it next week though, for real.
Every week he been saying that. But I think it's a certain level of comfortability that comes into play. And I did ask Carl one time. I asked him, I said, if I gain, this much weight, are you still going to be, into me? And he was like, what you mean? Like, where the weight gain going to be at? So we laugh and joke about it, but appearance really does matter. And just as your spouse or significant other found you, you do want to keep up with that. Go ahead, honey, because you're laughing at something. Somebody must have said something. I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't read what y'all saying on.
I just got to go through the comments. I got to tell her the comments because she ain't got no glasses on.
I ain't got my glasses on, y'all. Hold on.
Looking back, Chris said, Mocha said, Chris agrees with you, Carl. Even though on our first date, he told me I was going to be his wife. Karen, I believe the conversation will lead you to how to address this love at first sight. Karen also said, how long do you believe it takes a person to fall in love? And we have to start out answering that question. We basically said it takes a lifetime to develop that love. We believe in heavy attraction at first sight, but love is a process. Love is, to be long-suffering. How do you learn to be long-suffering? Well, you have to go through some things.
Right.
And so falling in love, we think, is a lifetime process. It's as people that's been married 30, 40 years, and they still say, I'm still falling in love with this person. And that's after they don't fell out of love with that person and back in.
Because some days you don't like each other, and it's okay. Yeah. Some days you don't want to be bothered, but you got to be committed to the commitment. Go ahead.
Valencia says, happy weight is the worst, but we took our happy butt to the gym.
I know that's right, girl. I need to take my
I'm with that. She said, me too. Popeye's $5 box gets me every time. Man, I can't stand passing by Popeyes and they put that sign up, the $5 box is back. Because I already know I'm about to gain 15 pounds. My sister's on, Allison Nicole. Relationship weight is real. Ruth Clark, yes it does, Ebony. When God gives you what you need, we get comfortable and love brings about weight. That is true because I done gained some weight. As a matter of fact, to make myself lose weight, I went up a size in my suits. I said I'm not buying a larger size because when you start buying larger sizes, you're going to get comfortable being larger. And I'm just, me personally, I just don't want to be that size. So I gotta make it happen. Naila, true, Ebony, newly married folks generally add a few pounds. However, that probably shouldn't last long. But yeah, talking about appearance, number one, let me say this about appearance that I hear from women a lot, that it shouldn't matter how I look. It should matter, my mind, my intellect. That's cool. that's that's a cool theory. It really is. That's a really cool theory, really cool thought. But
Tell the
we
truth.
listen. What attracted me to Ebony was that I saw her walking through church, and her hair was on point. She was slim. Her clothes fit nice. Everything physically about her attracted me to her. I didn't know her IQ score. I didn't know what college she went to. Listen, you have to do things to attract people. You just can't walk around and, like my mom would tell me growing up, keep your hair cut. Keep yourself looking nice, because she will always, and I know my mom's on here watching, but her favorite phrase to quote to me is, "No woman wants a man with such and such." And so no woman wants a man who's broke. No woman. It's funny that mostly women say that, like it shouldn't matter how I look, but when it comes to a man, okay, it shouldn't matter if he has a job, like, because that's like that. Yeah, because
That's funny.
that is I think that is one of the top things a woman looks for after, she gets past your suit, your shoes you have on, is what do you do? Like
That's true.
It don't matter. It don't matter how nice your haircut is. It don't matter how nice the clothes you have on is, how nice the car you drive. If you ain't got no job, that's the end of a conversation. So, and to men, it's the same way. If you're not well put together, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with your weight, because I'm gonna be honest, I've seen some bigger women, but they are well put together.
Yes, they
like
are.
They are.
They bringing it.
Just because you're bigger doesn't mean you have to be sloppy. It goes the same for men and women. I'm not a small dude, but I'm well put together. Even when I met Ebony, I was about to say.
What you about to say? I want to hear this.
Even though now my closet has expanded,
Come on, Jesus.
but when I met her, I was still well put together.
Yeah.
And so I think that us having this idea that it shouldn't matter how I look, they should love me for my mind, they should love me. That's crap. I'm gonna be honest with you. First, you have one chance to make a first impression.
That's true.
If that's true for a job interview, if that's true for you meeting new family members, if that's true for anything in life, then why wouldn't it be true when you're looking for someone to date or looking for a spouse or a partner? So you got one time to make that good impression. So stop acting like stop acting like just because you smart, me ain't gonna look at you. I don't know one male friend of mine that has ever looked at a woman and say, "Man, I bet you she's smart." That just like that's like the number one thing. Like, no, we go for attraction first. We go for that physical appearance first.
Right.
Once you get that physical appearance in, then you can open up. It's like seeing a flower, a beautiful rose. You see the rose, but over time, when you put it in water and you put that flower food in there, and the rose begins to open up,
Begins to blossom.
then blossom. Then that's what makes it appealing.
And so I'm sorry, y'all. I am listening to you all, and I'm listening to Carl, and to my one of my dear friends. Yes, I'm going to blast you on social media. I am staying on topic. Aisha Mendengal, thank you very much. But
Thank you, Mocha.
whatever. But appearance honestly does matter, and I will say for me, everybody has to kind of put certain things in context. And I'll say this for Carl too. We both probably feel the same way. Remember, what you don't like doesn't mean that somebody else won't like. So for some people like me, I like thicker men. That's my preference. I also, within that thickness, I have a thickness cutoff limit too. So you have to be mindful of that. Honestly, even as a person, even as a woman or man, just because you think that you are thicker, and you could be a thick, beautiful, attractive girl. Don't get mad if someone else is not attracted to that. That does not take anything away from you.
Yeah.
That does not diminish your beauty in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So please don't think I'm saying that to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to be attracted to you just because you're pretty and you dress nice. So let's put that disclaimer out there.
And
now it helps It does help, but don't be offended when you think, because like my daughter says, you think you look like a whole 12 piece and you look good. To someone else, it may not be good. So I would say this. I believe that and it's weird, I believe that God does knit you with somebody that you are physically attracted to. He's not going to put you with, again, you have God, I believe God presents you with people. It is up to you who you select or not. Now, again, like Carl said, don't get stuck in appearance, because people do change. Because I've seen people, and we have one of our great friends actually that follows us, and she's about to release her book. Talking about, her name is Tibria Morris, everybody. She has a book called Sleeving Isn't Easy, and she discusses her weight loss journey, and she's lost a considerable amount of weight. And sometimes, I will say this, sometimes a man can marry a larger woman, and she may be going through a transition and change in her life, and she may start to lose weight, and he may leave her because he was just thinking, and I hate to say this, he was just thinking, oh, she's just going to be large and in charge and beautiful and big forever. And she might be like, no, that's not what I have for my life. So I think, honestly, even that whole weight and appearance thing needs to be discussed. You might be meeting a person that's in transition and to getting to where they're going in life. And you might need to make sure that this person's going to be okay, because people have left people for losing weight.
Yeah.
Because they're insecure within their own selves. So I will say this, you need to talk to your potential spouse, partner, whomever, and say, hey, are you going to be okay if I lose an extra 15, 20, 30 pounds? Are you going to be secure? Because again, it goes for women and men. Once your spouse, partner, whatever, starts losing weight, and and please know that the more weight this person loses, the more people are going to be attracted to them. Yeah. So you have to make sure that you're confident and comfortable within your own self. And I'll say this, for me, I joked about when we first started talking, I like my clothes to fit a certain way. So there are a lot of nice clothes that I have that I want to get back into. And I know what I need to do to stop that. Thank God Carl is not complaining or whatever, that he doesn't have any issues with my weight. But I tell people this all the time. If you lose weight, lose it for you. Don't lose it for anybody else, because if you're losing it for somebody else, your intentions are wrong. If you're losing it to get back at somebody, if you're losing it to make a point, don't do it. Lose it because you have the right intentions. And I want my husband to be attracted to me. So that's why I want to maintain a certain size that I'm comfortable with. I'm not saying I'm the prettiest girl in the room, because there are beautiful women. And I tell women, if I see a girl that's bad, I'm like, girl, you bad. I have no problem with telling another woman she is pretty and she is beautiful. But as a woman, we know what we're comfortable with. We know that level of confidence that, if I put this dress on, if I put this hair on, yes, I wear a wig, so I look probably different almost all the time. You know what you need. And you have to feel that within yourself. You have to feel that confidence, that comfort, that level of comfortability within yourself. So, and if you feel yourself that you slacking, sometimes you got to stand in the mirror like, girl, what is going on? Like, no, like, God is not in this. God is not in, and I tell myself, like, Carl, what in the world happened? Like, we eating them chicken wings and watching movies. We got carried away. And we both have said it, like, we have to get back to a level that we're comfortable with. So I would say, make sure you honestly have those heart to heart talks with the person that you're with about weight gain, weight loss, because people have gotten divorces over the very issue of appearance and weight gain.
Yeah, I think one of the key words you said was confidence. And before I make my point, my cousin Amy was watching, and Shamala.
Hey, Shamala.
Shamala. Shamala said, I'm married to Benjamin Franklin for now. For real.
She's so silly.
Kathy Littleton. Hey, Mama Kathy.
Hi, Mama.
She said, no job, no talk. That's right. That's how I go. Atricia Baines. She says, what if they say no? Our video feed is a little bit off. I think we're like 15 seconds ahead of you guys. So please type out the full question. Like, what if they say no to what? So that we can get
Address your
caught up.
comment. Right.
Yeah, address your question. But I think one of the key words is confidence. Listen, I done seen some heavy set people with all the confidence in the world.
Yes, I have too.
I've seen some well built people with no confidence. And it comes across, your confidence is everything. Like I told Devin, I said, if I'm big, I'm good. If I lose this weight, I'm good. Because I'm just me. I'm happy with myself. Now I want to lose weight to fit in my clothes. That's it. It ain't like I'm not happy if I don't lose weight. No, I'm good. Like I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with everything. Hey, Elder James Earl.
Hey, how are you?
And so you have to be at a place where yes, your appearance matters, but you have to be confident in whatever appearance you have.
Right.
You know, some of us have been told for so long that you're too dark, that you're too, you know, it's crazy. The things I was told when I was younger about me being too dark, being too tall. I'm around a bunch of tall people now, but you know, growing up, I was always the tallest kid in the class. The things people tried to turn into a negative, when I grew up, they were my greatest positive. You know, people were looking for somebody tall, dark, and handsome, as they say.
Chocolate is back.
Hey, whole lot of chocolate. But no, you have to be confident because life will try to strip you of that confidence because of your appearance. Listen, if you are too dark, and I can say this because I'm dark, but if you do feel like you're too dark, you better be the best
chocolate looking man out there or woman out there.
You better be the best dressed chocolate person in the world.
Bring it.
You know, keep your hair cut, keep your hair done. If you heavy set, hey, slap on one of them Spanx or
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, whatever. No, I'm just saying though.
Garment.
You can foundational garment. There's a way to make yourself look presentable,
Right.
and so you always have to look presentable. Now, when I go out, I can't just throw on sweatpants because people see me in a different light, and so I can't just be this slouchy guy. And so you have to present yourself the way you want people to treat you, and I think that's another big thing as far as appearance goes.
Right.
If people treat you a certain way, it's because of how you are presenting yourself. So you have to present yourself in such a way that people respect you before you even open your mouth, because the first thing people are going to see about you is your appearance. That's right, Mama Kathy. The blacker the beard, the sweeter the juice. Florence.
Here. I have it right here. You can
Okay,
read Sister Florence.
cool.
Hi, Florence.
Hey, Florence. Florence said, this is my first time watching. I love y'all. Right on point for me tonight. I am so happy. I've gained a few extra pounds and my God loves me just as I am. But I told him I'm cool being thick, not extra thick.
Congratulations, Florence.
My brother Chris said, amen. It's a tall, dark, and handsome. That's right.
Oh, Lord.
We are two tall, dark, and handsome brothers.
Here we go.
So
I'm taking the phone back.
whatever.
But no, and I do agree with that.
And you also have to be okay with now when you get married, and that's something that came to mind. When you get married and you look one way, and then you start to let yourself go, and men and women do it, you have to be okay with your partner having that conversation with you.
That's true.
Saying babe or saying husband, saying whatever you call them, saying maybe we should start back going to the gym. Like maybe we should, because I was really attracted to you. That is a hard conversation to have.
That is a hard conversation.
Because a lot of people take that as you don't love me as I am. But no, it's just we're human and we're all attracted to a certain look.
Right.
So you can't be so much offended, but then again, you can't be the person you let yourself go to, and then you look at them and be like, what's going on with you? You done gained 50 pounds and you mad with them for gaining 5 pounds. like you got to be realistic with yourself. Just like I told Eben, I said, babe, we need to start going back to the gym. We need to start dieting because I done put on weight too. And I'm like, okay, when I got married, I was a little bit smaller. And so I'm just, I can't put it all on her. And Mama Naila put in the comment that said to stop feeding Ebony my cooking. I have not cooked since I've been married. I used to cook. I used to cook every day. I used to, and I can cook. Anybody that's ever had my macaroni and cheese,
Oh my God.
my baked chicken, my.
That's only 2 things, baby. I'm just
No,
teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just
watch
teasing.
yourself. No, for real though. Like
No, it's my fault. I
can
do
really
cook.
cook, but since I got married, I said, man, forget that. I ain't.
Yeah, he
cooking.
don't, and he tries. And honestly, he puts no effort in even trying to cook. It's always a text message like, "Hey, what we having for dinner?" I'm like, "For real," but no offense, it's cool. I love to cook, so it's no big deal because I love to eat. So, I will honestly say, and I think, hold on, somebody says, "LOL, Spanx matter." Okay, so I do want to address the Spanx conversation, and I'm gonna transition. I will say you have to have the honest conversation even with yourself. And like Carl said, if you do gain weight, and I'm just going to speak to women, it's okay when you gain weight to up your clothing size. Because for me, looking at other women, and I'm not being judgmental or evil, we as women can tell when we force that skirt on, or we first force that shirt on. Dress to your body size. And it's okay if you've gotten a little thicker. Like, honestly, I had to come to grips with myself. Like I said before, when Carl and I was first dating, and all of my friends and stuff are on here, so they could tell you, I was smaller. And I got the tags in the closet that says 6 and 8. I have gained weight. So with that, I had to make adjustments. You have to be comfortable with making adjustments and making the proper adjustments. And there's nothing wrong if you have to go up a size. Sometimes I really wish we really didn't have sizes because people get so stuck in a certain size. My thing is, you know your body frame and you know what's comfortable for your body. I know now with this extra weight that I have on me, my body feels different. So I know I need to make adjustments because I don't like the way I feel. Now, do I like what goes down my throat? Absolutely. Food. I love to eat. But I know.
I'm about to make a joke.
I know, something perverted probably. But I know food is of the devil at certain times. And so I know what I need to cut out. I need to stop eating bread. And
We cannot do this live no more.
You're so silly this weekend. I love eating bread. I love eating pasta. I love drinking soda. All of the things that I love are horribly bad for me. I love fried chicken. I love macaroni and cheese. I love food. So I know, like before, like Carl said though too, I was also stressed out too. So being stressed out and loving to eat kind of like would counteract itself because I'm like, I'm too stressed to eat. So now, I'm comfortable. I guess the weight was like, oh, we've been waiting on you, boo. So it just like slapped on. Now, I will say this. I want to lose weight in certain areas. Now, I'm okay with having some curvature. That's good. I want the good curvature. I don't want the bad curvature. So even with that, now we're transitioning to the Spanx is real. Women, buy foundational garments. It's okay that you have something that tightens it up. I will say this, don't be deceptive. And I've never been deceptive. Now, Carl will tell you, I've never been deceptive. I don't believe in those ones that just have you all the way snatched all the way up and then you take it off and you an extra person. No, don't be deceptive. I believe shut up. I believe Spanx are there to make your clothes lay better. It's there to hold it in. It's to smooth it out. And it's okay that you have it on. Even I've seen small women wear Spanx because they want their clothes to fit and wear a certain way. There's nothing worse in this world to me to seeing a sloppy looking woman. And that's just me. There's too many things out here in these streets. You got from Walmart all the way to Family Dollar sells different things, all different price points. It is your job, to take care of yourself. It's your job to be found looking the way you want. You want somebody of a certain class. You present that, put your best foot forward. I'd always joke around and say, what? I wear different wigs. People know that. There's certain looks I like. I don't like looking the same way all the time. But like Carl said, he saw me. My hair was always done. Even when I had a wig on, my wig was always nice. And if it looked ratty, I throw it away because I don't believe in it. Even down to that. If you wear wigs and you wear weaves, maintain that. Right now, we live in a day and age in a society. Right now, I can sit at work and Google on my phone, different wig shops I can go to. Invest the money, invest the time. If you can't get your nails done, buy a little manicure kit yourself, do your nails, maintain yourself. Men, look at that. And some women, and I'll say this, and it's probably going to be mean, some women or men, some people look at people that are heavy and like, oh, they can't get nobody. But then when they see them with somebody good looking, they're like, well, how they get them? They must have gave them some money. No, they carried themselves a certain way. They had a certain level of confidence. You know, you got to start taking pride. Like, if you want to be found, you need to be found looking right. Now, I'm not saying every day you're going to be macked out as we see, you know, the little Facebook quizzes that we could take and see what we look like. But no, there's a certain level of a look that you should have presenting yourself when you go out in public, especially if you're a woman or a man and you want to be found. And even, I know Carl had even asked me a question, and I'm not going to say it on live. When we were dating, he was like, you know, he asked me a question about something. I was like, well, that can be changed, even down to cosmetic things. If you want to, if you were already looking into getting like maybe a breast reduction or some work done, you know, if that's something that you feel that you wanted to do before you met this person, please, if that's what you were leading towards getting done, continue with your process. Even cosmetic dental surgery. If you say, you know what, my smile is a little bit crooked and I have insurance and I can fix those things. I know somebody may be laughing, but invest in your temple. It's okay. Like, this is the only temple that God has given us. He's given us free reign of this world. But he said, you know, I gave you one body. It is your job. It's your responsibility to take care of this temple. If you got insurance, start taking care of yourself. Start going to the doctor. Research your insurance. Some insurances cover weight loss surgery. Some insurance covers going to see a nutritionist, going to get, you know, paying for personal training. Like, there's so many outlets out here for you to become the best you that you can be.
Yeah.
But you got to make that personal choice to say, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm not looking snatch. No offense. I'm not looking snatch just to get a man. I'm looking snatch because I love myself and I love me too much.
And see, and I think that's one of the keys a lot of people never discover is that you don't look good just to try to find somebody. You look good because you want to look good.
Right.
Like you have to, this appearance thing, man. And it's somebody that's watching or somebody who's going to see this, and they're going to say, well, you're going to miss out on a lot of good people because you're looking at appearance. No, the person that don't keep their appearance up is going to miss out on a lot of good people, because as humans, we all are drawn to appearance.
Right.
The first thing you were attracted to was their smile or their walk or their hair or their eyes. It has to be something that attracted you to that person. So we have to change our mindset and stop thinking, well, God's going to send me somebody good. When Boaz saw
Naomi, she was working in the field. She was working though.
He looked at her and said, who is that?
That girl working.
Didn't know nothing about her.
That's right.
But he looked at her appearance. He was like, who is, when Adam first saw Eve, he looked her up and down and said, thank you.
He didn't say thank you. He taking the scripture out of context.
I'm just saying though.
He bootleg preaching tonight.
I'm just saying though. When whether it was Rachel, you know, he fell in love with Rachel because he said she looks good, and so we have to get out of this thing. A lot of times, God wants to send us somebody who is good, but when He has sent you this person, you look raggedy, and so you have to put your best look forward. You can't get around looking good. Right. Now, beauty is in the eye of the person beholder. So some people look at me and say I'm ugly, and I'm good with that because you know, we all have different tastes.
Right.
Some people look at me and just say, "Oh, he's handsome." Some people say, "Oh, he's fine," but it's the way you carry yourself.
Right.
You have to be confident in yourself because you've been told so long that you're ugly, and so you start to believe it. So now you start to carry yourself that.
Right.
You don't get your hair done. You don't get your nails done. You don't keep up with your grooming. Right. Like, you can't do that. Right. You have to maintain yourself because you love yourself, not because you're trying to find a potential spouse.
That's right.
Or a potential mate. And we see all the comments coming in. They're coming in so fast.
Okay, so
Patricia says, invest in yourself. You got to stay proper. Exactly.
Right.
Ramona, you want to read Ramona's?
I'll
You see that one?
I'll read some. Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Miss Carol said models wear Spanx, which is true. So everybody ain't always getting airbrushed. I mean, sometimes they slap those Spanx on too. Somebody said no giggle. Miss Ruth said, but seriously, I totally agree with this topic. Although our bodies make changes, we have to keep our temples in check with the correct fitting of clothing, as well as keeping our hair and nails together, which is so true. Miss Ramona said, in marriage as a partnership, we have a responsibility to love, respect, and redirect one another. If weight is unhealthy, then we should encourage our partners to work towards a healthier lifestyle. At the same time, we need to be careful not to body shame our spouse. But that's another conversation. That is so true. Do not, because I've seen this. Now I will say this I will give this example. When I was younger, I used to work at a nursing home, and I had a coworker, and I will say that she was an okay looking girl. Now there were certain things that she could have done to improve her look. And one day she came to me and she was like, I just want to let you know, my husband, every time he sees me, he always compliments you and says, Ebony is so pretty, I want you to talk to her so you can look like her. Or dress like that. Like, at first I took that as, okay, well, thank you for the compliment. But I looked at his wife and I could see that she was about to break down in tears. That is the most disrespectful thing you can do to your partner. That is castration at 10,000. Yeah. And if your spouse already feels one way about themselves anyway, and then they're kindly reminded that every time they come to your job, they see somebody else that they're attracted to, and you keep putting it in their face. Like, when the young lady would talk to me, I was like, give her a hug. I'm like, it's okay, And I told her, I said, if your husband wants to invest in the way you look, you tell him this is how much money you need. And Carl laughing, but no, I was serious. I was like, this is how much money you need. I will take you out shopping. I will take you where you need to probably go get your hair done. We need to look at certain things, because there were certain things, like I said, that she had the power to fix, but she was not connected to the right partner to bring those things out. And I will say that again. I feel like I'm about to preach.
Breeze in.
It just came to me, though, the power of partnership and connectedness. Actually, Ramona's comment, when you're with the right person, they're going to want you to look your best. Yeah. They're going to want you to put your best foot forward. If I know that my husband wants certain things done, and I'm speaking truth, my own truth, I do what I need to do to make sure my husband looks good. And not trying to be funny, even when he wasn't my husband, when we was talking and dating, I was investing in my husband because I saw where my husband was going. And I know that look. I know what needs to be done in order to get there, because, no offense, before you talk, your presence speaks for itself. Don't play and act like it doesn't, because it does happen. Even now when you open your mouth, have something to say, but your appearance speaks before you even open up your mouth. Yeah. So that's your job. And I'll say to this, that's your job, to invest in your partner, especially if you have the means and the resources. There are so many, no offense, we've taken out loans for cars. We've taken out loans for rims. Take out a loan to say, you know what, baby, I know that you may want this weight loss surgery, and I know this might make you feel good. This is what we're going to do. Our insurance covers this much. I'm going to take out a loan to cover the breast. You might want cosmetic surgery. How much to do? No, and I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. If you came to me and said, Ebony, this what I like, what we got to do?
So we're going to cover them breasts.
We're going to I'm about making it happen. And Carl will tell you that. I'm about, if I see the need, I jump on it, because I want my person that I'm with to be comfortable, and I want to be proud of him. When we go out, I don't want people just like, oh, you look cute, and they don't say nothing about him. I'm like, excuse me, And when he looks good, it's a reflection on me. And when I look good, it's a reflection on them. But do not body shame and disrespect your spouse. If you think it in your head, think it in your head, but don't say it out your mouth, because the person is already dealing with so many different emotions. Yeah. And then you just come in and castrate them like that. They're like, well, daggone, like, I'm with you and you thinking about her, or you don't even want to come to my desk because you still stuck at the front desk and you don't want to come back. Like, that will mess up a marriage, being compared.
And it goes back to that, like you just said, the last thing you said, that comparison. You can't compete with other people.
Right.
Like, no matter how hard you try, there are women who have had surgeries to look like Kim Kardashian.
It ain't worth it.
And they keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it because that is their image of just beauty. And so you can't, and just like Ebony was saying, like you can't tell your wife, I wish you looked like such and such, because that now puts her in competition against someone else. And it makes them feel even worse. And what Ebony was saying about your spouse or your partner being a reflection of you, I hate it. I absolutely hate when one person looks like $1,000,000 and they're walking beside somebody that looks like $5.
Wow.
Listen, that is your responsibility. If you are gonna get your hair cut, make sure that your spouse can afford to get their hair done.
Right.
If you're gonna buy a nice suit, make sure they can afford to buy a nice dress, because you two reflect off of each other.
Right.
When people see Ebony, they know that that's my wife. When people see me, they know that I'm her husband. So if I'm looking crazy, people will be like, what's wrong with your husband? He becomes your husband, not Carl, but your husband.
Your husband.
If Ebony is looking crazy,
So country.
if Ebony is looking crazy, they'll be like, that's your wife? Like,
Right, that's her?
Because you are a direct reflection of each other. So it's not a competition. It's not who can look better.
Right.
It's not who can present themselves better. And it's not a competition. And what Ebony was saying when she was like, there's no excuse not to look good. Listen, me personally, I'm attracted to
Look, watch yourself, preacher. It's like I'm just playing.
what I think about you.
Just playing.
No, but when I saw Ebony, I liked her look, and it was a look I'm attracted to. So, and I also like smells. Anyone knows me knows that I'm a fragrance head. I got colognes for days. And so there's no excuse for you, number one, not to look good. There's no excuse, number two, for you not to smell good. That's the second thing that attracts men. If you walk by and you smell good, you got Bath and Body Works, you got Victoria's Secret, you got everything at the
Even
whole
the
Macy's
generic
counter.
Even the generic stuff smells good too.
You got lotions that smell good. Dress yourself up. Like I'm people always asking us, how do I get a man? How do I get a dress yourself up? Like, look like you are looking for somebody. And I think a lot of times that's the problem. When you're single, you walk around like you're not looking for nobody. And then when nobody finds you, you back praying, God, send me somebody. But then when God sends you somebody, you looking like nobody. And so they move on to somebody else.
Look at you trying to rhyme.
Yeah, that was good right
That's
there.
a little nursery rhyme.
I know, right?
But and I will say this too. It is okay.
I am hungry. I'm trying not to eat this pizza on camera.
Now that's fact.
I got a slice of pizza right. I got a slice of pizza right here. We're talking about losing weight. I got Pizza Hut right here. Losing no weight.
I need you to step away from the mic. But no.
Talking about diet this week.
But honestly, being serious, there's no excuse. And I say this, and Carl will tell you, like, and my friends are on here, so they'll tell you, honey, I love a good deal. I love a good challenge. So if you say, Ebony, I only got $60, what can you do? If you need help, and I will say this too, some people honestly don't know how to put stuff together. And they want to look a certain way, and there's a certain image that they want, but they don't have anybody that they feel comfortable with talking to get them there. I put myself out there, and it's okay. I don't care. I will help you. If you live within the greater Atlanta area, and if you want to Skype and we go back, I honestly will help you, because I know what it's like. You know, I grew up with a mama and an auntie, and they drilled it in my head 1,000 times over. Like, I know what it's like to want to look a certain way, and you might not have that budget. Even when I was transitioning from going to being married to being single, and sometimes my pockets wasn't the way that I was used to having money so freely. You have to transition to find, okay, I might not can afford this, but how can I get this look? How can I transition until I get going back to the stores that I'm used to going into? Because there is help if you put yourself in the position to, there is help. I'm just trying to be nice about it. there are some people out here, and if you even if you see a sister at church and you like, girl, like I love your fashion sense of style, can you help me, can you go with me? That doesn't take anything away from you. You just want help. And even if it's another man at the church, you might look up to a dude at church like, man, every time I see you clean, where do you go? Reach out to people. It's okay to ask for help if you don't know what to do. If there's a certain look that you want to achieve, I say this all day long. Go on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest page. You can follow me. My name is, I think my name on Pinterest is Ebony Price. I have a men's page because I love men's fashion. My husband tell you, I tell him sometimes I think in my second life I was a men's stylist. I love men's fashion. I will pin my life away. I'm like, babe, I'm going to do this look for you. I'm going to do that look for you. And his response is, okay, he don't care. I love it because he don't care. But even as a woman, and I have plenty of women's fashion on there, I will help you. If you say, Sister Ebony, I only have a few bucks each month, help me. But there's no reason why you can't take care of yourself. Okay. There's no reason. Honey, if you got to buy the same, and even if you can't get your hair done all the time, find a nice wig that compliments you, that compliments your face, that you get compliments on. And if that's the same wig you buy for the whole year, you know what? Buy that wig, but keep your hair underneath maintained too.
Don't be buying them cheap wigs. For people like me, man.
Here we go. He think he a wig connoisseur.
I am.
He thinks he's a wig connoisseur.
I can tell when that part ain't skin tone. I can tell that lump in the back of the head.
Here we go.
No, I'm serious.
I know you serious.
He
is being serious.
No, for real.
Oh, he is being serious because he'll nudge me and be like, that's a bad wig. That girl got a bad wig. I'm like, babe, come on now. But listen, I do agree. If you're going to wear a wig, you need to, and I will legitimately say, women, if you wear foundation, get your foundation, get you a concealer brush, or even use the brush, the face brush. Take it and I ain't gonna take on my wig on air, but if you have, I sure ain't. But blend it in so when you put it on, your edges will see seamless. I have seen women that have wigs on that have been flawless, and I'm like, that is that girl's hair. And then I get up on, I'm like, girl, you did that. Like, that is the way the wig is supposed to look. The wig is not supposed to look like a wig. And if you need help, I love going wig shopping. You can ask Carl, probably drives him to say it. I don't take him with me, but I know what wigs that look good on me. So I buy what looks good on me. You might need a good girlfriend that will say, you know what, girl, I'll go with you. Even if it takes all afternoon, go shop, buy them. But it's okay to invest in yourself, but maintain your hair underneath as well, because one day you're going to have to take that wig off. You're going to have to take it off.
And let me say this, because
you want to have healthy hair underneath.
Because I don't want to just talk about the women with the wigs, because like we're saying, invest in yourself. Don't go buy a cheap wig and then just throw it on your head. Yes. And like,
you gotta shape it.
Ain't no man talking to me. Listen, we could tell when that lump in the back of your head wearing a wig. You can tell when it's crooked. Like, take pride in yourself. And also, and the reason why I honestly told Ebony, I said, babe, that wig ain't you. Like,
well, it was one wig he didn't like. So.
Yeah, because I said, like, that just doesn't, like, you look crazy when you wear that. So can we? And she pulled up the YouTube page.
Oh yeah, I did do that.
Who style wigs, and we went through it together. We agreed on wigs that would look good on her. We agreed on wigs that look natural. Like, invest in what you do. Right. A $20 wig may not attract a man, but that $200 one, it'll last you forever, and it's gonna look natural. And it's going to attract the man. But see, I don't want to speak on the women stuff because I ain't a woman. But
you're a man, and you know what you like.
No, and that's the point I'm getting ready to make. I was a man, so I knew what I liked. And I know what looks good to me as a man. And so I told her, some of y'all women got to start telling your man when they look crazy. That's right. I ain't trying to be funny, nothing. I ain't knocking no brothers. I understand some brothers do the Beijing, they call it. I understand a little bit. Just to fill in your hairline. But
That vexes my spirit sometimes.
I be looking at some of these sisters that be walking with these brothers, and they whole face is Beijing. They ain't got no hair, no beard. Like the whole head is just like. You gotta be. I'm not being funny. I'm really not. You gotta be honest with your man and say, "Babe, you look better just with that bald head.
And sometimes
you'll look better with that receding hairline. Stop walking around with that shining black stuff covering your whole. I ain't talking about the brothers that just need a little bit of help.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the brothers that it's gone. Like it ain't there no more. Like Jesus done came back and took your hairline with him.
That wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
It was funny to me, but whatever, man.
But it's okay. Like, and Carl is right. I do remember because, like I said, I like to look different. I don't like to look the same all the time. So I did. We went on YouTube, and all the ones that I did, like, I'm like, okay, what you think about that? And it's not because I want his quote unquote permission, but I still want him to be attracted to me when he sees certain things. So there have been like a wig that I purchased. I'm like, dang, that wig is kind of big. Like, I call it. I'm joking. I call it stripper hair. I like big hair. I don't have it on all the time, but I do like it. Certain big hair doesn't always meet that need. And also, I will say this too. Clothing and outfits and appearance need to transition into certain environments. You cannot wear certain clothing, certain hairstyles in every environment. You need to know what's the time and the place. I will say that. I think my looks transition. I can go anywhere with my looks. Some people, and it's okay if you wear color hair. I don't have nothing against color hair. Some men are not going to be attracted to a woman with blue hair, green hair, extra blonde hair. It might not be appealing. So don't get mad. If the goal is to, because no offense, he has to see you afterwards. You have to be visually appealing. Now, there are some men that do like women with different colors hair. I don't have nothing against color hair because I love color hair, but you just have to keep that in mind. You know, what you may like, the person that you may, that type of person that you may want may not be attracted to that look. So you have to keep that in mind. And I don't think sometimes people think about that, because I can't say that I want a certain type of man. And I'm just saying that I'm not, please don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. I can't say that I want a pastor and I have green hair. That might not go well with the congregation. That might not go with the circle of friends. So you have to be mindful as a person. Okay, this is the type of man or woman that I want to appeal to. In order for you to get into certain arenas and areas in your life, you might have to make some certain switches. You might have to make some certain changes. And it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that you're conforming. It's just meaning, you know what? There's certain doors that I want to get into, and my appearance may not let me get into those doors.
Yeah.
And that's just the honest truth. That's even with some jobs. You could be the best candidate, but your look may be off for the position. And that's the way you have to think about it. Like, you know, every time you step out in public, you're giving you're a walking interview. And I'll even, and like I said, I don't want to come across being too judgmental, because I'm not. Like I said, I love hair color. I would love to dibble and dabble and try some stuff, but I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to live on the wild side edge like that all the time. But you just have to be mindful. You have to be mindful of the arenas that you want to go in, and where your spouse may be at. You never know. You know, he might be running for senator. You can't come to the governor's ball with pink hair. That's not going to be a good look. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to hurt feelings, but you got to be mindful of that. All of that matters.
Care about nobody's feelings. Care about your feelings. We want you to look good. Care about your feelings. But no, yeah, so our conversation tonight, just know the appearance matters. And if you all have any questions that you all want us to answer, I know Mocha just posted a question. She wants to know, so when is your workshop, Eb? When you going to do the women's workshop?
See, I'm gonna take my spiritual approach. I got to pray about this and see where the Lord leads me. The Lord may not be leading me in that direction. It's like, no, I'll think about it. I honestly will. I don't mind entertaining it, because I know it's important. And like I say, y'all my friends, y'all know the first place I go before I go to full price, I go to clearance. Let me see what I can work in the clearance section But I'm gonna come out with something. I'm gonna come out with a dress and some shoes, but we gonna make it happen. But no, for real. I honestly will entertain it. Let me think about it. Give me till next week. I'll tell y'all.
Nance, hey mom, tune in. Nance Grace Green said, I just found out what that Beijing was. That y'all are so correct. A man can help a woman can help a man. Me myself, I like a sharp dressed man that's just sexy. Keep help God's keep helping God's people.
Hey,
Ebony.
Nancy.
Yes, listen, don't be afraid to have these tough conversations with your partner, because once they step out the house, you two represent each other.
Right.
I would rather, us take some hits like, oh, you don't like that? Like even with me, I love fragrance, colognes.
Right.
So I have a cologne collection. And now before I buy something new, I take Ebony with me. Like I was intentional on taking her. We went to Sephora, we went to Macy's, because I'm serious about this thing. There are some I only wear in the summer, some I only wear in the fall, some I can only wear in the daytime, some for business, some for church, some for just when I'm just around family, because like that's really my passion. Like I could break down the notes in fragrance and colognes.
And I never knew such thing existed. I really didn't.
And so I took her with me, because just because I like it doesn't really mean anything, because I like a lot. But if I put it on and she doesn't like it, then it's a waste of money.
Right.
So like even in that, because I want her, when I'm with her, I want her to know that she enjoys what I smell like. Right. And if she enjoys it, other people probably enjoy it also. But be honest and have those tough conversations. Say, right. I don't like, I do like. Maybe you should change. Maybe you shouldn't do. Maybe you should do. Maybe right. You should try. Like just.
And I will say that too. Be open to change. Now, I'm not saying we're not saying become so robotic that you lose yourself. And I'll say that again. Do not become so robotic that you lose yourself and you become a walking Barbie doll for them and you're not satisfied. Because if that happens, then it's wrong. It's totally wrong. And it's not going to work, because you're going to end up resenting your partner and you're going to hate their guts. And that's just, I'm sorry, that's probably the bluntness of the reality of the truth. Yeah. Do it because you want to make them happy. Now there's some styles that I might not give up. I'm like, Carl, I like it. I think I look cute in it. And he's like, cool. He deals with it. There's some styles that he has. I might not like it, but that's him. I can't strip my partner of everything. And I will say that. Don't strip your partner of everything.
Ooh, I'm going to remind you said that next time you try to go to my closet.
Okay, let me help.
Like, babe, I'm paying old.
I was about to say, let me help. See, I was trying not to say it. I was trying not to say, let me help you.
She said it.
But I will say this. I will honestly, and I will say this too. Even when Carl and I first, we weren't even talking. We was just nothing. He was just a church member and I was a church member. When I first met Carl, though, seriously, every time I seen this dude, except for Sunday morning, he was in a hoodie. And if Kenya Shiver Trout is on here, she can attest to it. He was in a hoodie and jeans, and he would come to church, leave, come to church. I was like, Jesus, this is all we see is hoodie and jeans. And he was comfortable with that. Now on Sunday mornings, yes, he was very nicely groomed. He had a nice suit on. He looked nice and presentable. So that was his level of comfortability, and that was cool. Now, if you're a woman like Ebony, and I'm a little different species, I just don't always like hoodies and jeans and t-shirts. And so, like I said, when Carl and I guess we didn't even get together yet. When I was transitioning out of one relationship, and I was like, okay, God, what do I do or whatever? And like I said before in a previous podcast, God was like, something inside of me said, I want to help him become great. I didn't see him in my mind. It wasn't the hoodie and jeans anymore. I was like, this man is prepared, I don't want to say needs to be prepared for greatness, but I see greatness in his future. And like I said earlier, certain arenas, hoodies and jeans ain't going to get it. So that's where you as a woman have to use the spirit of discernment. And as a man, if you know your partner is prepared for greatness and there's certain things that maybe need to shift and transform in their life, There's the right way to go about it and there's the wrong way to go about it. I never disrespected Carl. I would show him up. I would ask him too. I would ask him questions like, hey, what's your style? What do you like? And it honestly came out. He was like, I really just don't like shopping for myself. I don't like going to the stores. There's certain things I don't like doing. For me, inside, the angel of the Lord descended upon my body. It's like, no, I'm joking. Like, it was heaven for me because I was like, yes, thank you, God. But it took, I almost say took pressure off of him.
No. Yeah, because one time I went to the store to shop.
Yeah.
We had an event that night.
Yeah.
And I was walking around.
And we were just friends.
No, you wasn't there. I was walking around by myself.
But we were just friends when it happened, though.
Yeah, and I was putting stuff in the cart. And I called Evan and I said, I'm not doing this. I said, my head literally hurts.
Yep.
I left everything in the cart right there because I said, I don't like shopping in stores. I do everything online. I buy everything. I don't like being in department stores. I don't. It
drives me crazy.
It frustrates me.
Not me though.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in for our Appearance Matters. Listen, I see people starting to leave, but before you leave, the numbers are dwindling down. Hit that share button.
Hit the share button.
Hit the share button. If this video has benefited you in any way, and you know someone who's in a relationship, also tag somebody.
Right.
Type in their name to the comments. If this video is good, give us some likes. Give us some thumbs up, some hearts. Let us see some hearts going up right now. But yeah, we appreciate you all once again.
Ooh, we have to do one thing. We do have to do a save the date.
Okay, yeah.
See, Mr. Executive Producer, he just swings into control mode because he getting tired and he hungry and he don't want to be on here no more. That's the truth. But
I'm hungry.
He's hungry. So, but no, we do have a save the date. We are going to have a Loveless marriage event. We have confirmed everything, and Carl and I believe that we will not put anything out there unless everything is in proper alignment. So we have finalized a date and a time. So we will tell you. We won't tell you the speaker just yet, but the speaker is finalized. But we will tell you. Put on your calendars June 30th at Clayton State University from 6 to 9. We will be having our first Loveless marriage event, and it's not for married couples only. It is for married and single folks. So yes, so save the date, and we will be posting a save the date too very soon. June 30th from 6 to 9 at Clayton State University. I will give you the initials of the speaker. And if you are friends, you cannot participate in this contest. But if you guess their initials, we want you to inbox us or text us, and we will give you a special prize at the event. Yeah. So his initials are DB.
DB.
Hey. That's all I'm going to say, DB.
Hey, Aunt Jessie. She said, hey, nephew and niece.
Hi.
Hey, Aunt Jessie. All the way from Jacksonville.
Florida.
I got family in Jacksonville. I got family in Brunswick. I got family in Fort Valley. I got family in Atlanta.
Really ate pizza on live. See,
I did, man. I'm hungry.
That is so ratchet and ghetto. You could have just walked away. Oh, thank you. She said we look good. But yes, we have a save the date. June 30th. We want to meet you. We want to see you. We want to hug you. We want to love on you. We want you to come out. Please invite your friends and family. We're going to do a save the date June 30th from 6 to 9 at Clayton State University. The venue has been secured. The speaker has been secured.
Great speaker.
Known
nationally.
Yes. And when I say God has connected this is
great speaker.
This is definitely a purpose-filled event, moment in time for, I guess I will call it our ministry, but God really blessed us, and this is really big. This is really big for us. I will be honest. This is a really big it's a really big moment for us. Yeah. This partnership is a great moment for us, and we are blessed. But please subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Even if y'all don't go on YouTube, just go on YouTube and sign up. Just subscribe to us, because we really do want to build our channel. We want to build our relationship. We want to build what we're doing. We want it to get out to the world. But yes, save the date, June 30th from 6 to 9. Our first Loveless marriage event. The initials is DB. DB. So if you inbox us and say, I know the person's name, you have to be the first person. And if you guess the person's name, you will get a wonderful present at the time of the event. So,
all right. Well, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Facebook Live. We might start doing this a lot.
oh Lord,
We might start doing this a lot.
he got to eat before we do it because
I do. So I'm grumpy.
he is stank and he don't.
Have y'all ever seen them commercials? The Snickers commercials, like they turn to a different person. Like you might need a Snickers. I'm kind of grouchy right now because I don't need to eat.
He's more than past kind of grouchy. He is grouchy right now, but we do love you all. And thank you for tuning in tonight. And please share this video. And also this weekend, if you are in the greater Atlanta area, my wonderful husband is putting on the Purpose Experience 2018.
Yeah.
How you forget about your own conference? Come on out.
I'm tired.
It is God, March the 10th. Please go to cebutler.org or go to Eventbrite. You can find the information there. The cost is only $25. It is from 10 to 2. We have some great, wonderful speakers lined up. There will be great speakers, great food, great environment, and great just connecting with new, fresh, friendly faces. And we want you to live your best you in 2018. But please go to cebutler.org and register. Go to Eventbrite and register. The tickets are only $25.
On Eventbrite, search for the Purpose Experience.
It's called the Purpose Experience.
The Purpose Experience.
The Purpose. And if you have any questions, you can inbox us. You can inbox us on Facebook Messenger. We will contact you. And coming soon, we are going to be launching our Loveless Marriage web page. So we want to stay connected with you all. So again, thank you for tuning in to the Loveless Marriage. You guys get some rest, get ready for work, and y'all go be great.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, there we go. All my people. All right, we'll see y'all next Monday, and this video will be posted on YouTube, and also you can rewatch it on the Facebook. I'm hungry. On Ebony's Facebook page.
Father God.
And I will share the Facebook video also. Y'all have a good night. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next Monday.
Bye, guys.